Hi everyone, it's Nick. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, in this video today, we are going to be talking about organization myths. These are the things that you hear about on social media, things you might believe yourself that I'm here to tell you are not true. Now you might be thinking, Nick, are you an organization expert? No, far from it. I don't know anything about organization, but that hasn't stopped me before. And actually, I'm not really very good at it, which is why you actually do need to listen to me, because it means I always cater to the lowest common denominator. I put the bar so low, you're gonna trip over it. And that is, I think, what most of you need. You don't need an organization expert, because they're just gonna give you really lofty goals that are really fun in theory, but we both know that you're not gonna do it, okay? So let's get going. Okay, first myth that I have for you all is buying organization units that don't fit, okay? Things that you absolutely do not need. I think the myth here is that people believe if I buy the organization tool, that all my crap will fall into place and everything will be happy. And here's the problem with that, okay? You didn't edit. And that's my hot take, okay? You need to edit first. You need to go in right now, you need to look around your place and throw out some crap, okay? Before you think about buying another organization unit, before you go out and buy another Kallax unit or some Billy bookcase or something from IKEA, you need to take a step back and think, do I just have too much stuff? Do I just have too much crap that I need to get rid of? So step one is edit. Step two is go shopping. No, it's not. It's edit again because you didn't edit enough the first time because I told you needed to and you didn't do it. There's another deeper cut you need to do before you get out your credit card, okay? Then we're gonna go and get some organization tools afterwards, okay? But the myth is you think that all your problems are gonna be solved by the new latest, greatest organization unit that you saw on TikTok, and it ain't gonna happen, girl. That's not how this works. You need to get rid of a bunch of your crap, then we organize what you actually do need. Again, after you edit twice, because you need that. And of course, they also need to fit your actual space. You need to buy the right organization units that are gonna fit in your space plan. And that is why I wanna thank today's sponsor, which is Rayon. Okay, so I'm gonna say that perhaps you might not even have an organization problem. Well, you do, but you might also have a space planning problem. And this is where Rayon Design comes in. So Rayon Design is the next generation CAD program for space planning that is used by interior designers and architects, and also interior design enthusiasts like me and perhaps you. For example, I was convinced that I would be able to make back here a shoe rack work that would make sense for my unit, but instead of just going out and buying, I decided first I was gonna use Rayon Design to see if it would actually fit. So with Rayon Design, you can create mood boards directly on your board. So I've added a few different cabinets that I was considering by simply sort of just copying and pasting an image in, and then I can drag in blocks from their library of over 10,000 different items, position it, and instantly see the clearance. And if something isn't in the library, like some of these cabinets, you can use their Sidekick generator to create custom blocks. It streamlines the entire process from rough sketch to professional drawing in one place. And it's all stored in the cloud, so if you need to collaborate with your partner or an interior designer or an architect, they have all that covered for you. It's super simple to use. So stop just like organizing based on hypotheticals and actually do a proper space plan. And so I would recommend Rayon Design. Go ahead and check them out. You can check them out in the description. Thank you, Rayon Design, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to see those other organization myths. Okay, next up is, a lot of these are just my pet peeves, which you guys know I generally like to give my opinion here on the channel quite often, and I'm going to here, and that is going to be open shoe racks that are just in the way. Okay, so shoes are great, and we need a wide variety of them. Personally, I feel like I have way too many shoes. I probably need to edit, and in the end, I just end up wearing vesties every day when I take my dog for a walk. But you know, you do you. We all have shoes. We all have a bunch of shoes because you need them for specialized occasion, and I understand that. But open shoe racks are just cluttered messes that never look good. It's impossible to make a shoe rack look good unless it's in a closet, which is really my take on where they should be. The myth is that these things are gonna solve all your problems, that all you need is the right shoe rack and everything is good. But you need a way to hide the shoe rack, whether that's gonna be a really slim unit that you could put in the hallway. Those are really beautiful. IKEA sells one that's really great. You just slip your little shoes in there and you're good to go. Super slim, makes sense for a hallway. But these open shoe racks, they always look cluttered, they never look good, they're just a hot mess, and inevitably people will not use them. Again, lowest common denominator, that's what we're talking about. Most of the people, you like to think you're gonna take your shoes off and you're gonna like to just put them on your little rack and everything's gonna be happy, but it's not gonna happen, okay? Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna get in, you're gonna kick off your shoes and you're gonna sit them next to your shoe rack. And maybe you're more organized, okay? But I guarantee that your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, throuple, kids, I don't know who you are or where you're at, but guaranteed someone in that household is not going to abide by your open shoe rack policy. So it's not gonna work, okay? These shoe racks are great, in my opinion, inside closets. That's what they're meant meant for. They're not meant to be open, sitting in the middle of your hallway. They're never gonna get used and they're always gonna be cluttered. Okay, next organization myth is gonna be to decant everything, or somehow organization, glass bottles, plastic things for food should be the norm or the way that, okay, these things fall apart within 7.5 minutes after purchasing them. You go to IKEA, you go to Amazon, of course they're Amazon, because you guaranteed found that someone decanted all their orange juice or whatever on TikTok or Instagram, and then guess what? Link in bio, comment, organize, and I'll send you all my finds, or you know, all that crap. Okay, all that stuff on Instagram and on social. Yeah, that's because they're affiliate links, and I'm not above an affiliate link, okay guys? Like, I like money as much as the next person, maybe more so, but I'm just saying that those are affiliate links just get you to buy more organization crap that you absolutely do not need. Decanting your food. It's a problem because like, it's stupid and it's a waste of your time, and you're never gonna do it long term because it's a waste of your time. And the plastic bottles that these things come in are great. They are good enough, and they're already doing a job. They keep things sealed. It's like the packaging is designed for the product. Whatever Amazon bottle you did is not designed for the product, okay? So if you decant your orange juice, it's like you're gonna have a few ounces extra in the orange juice bottle, then you're gonna dump it in this glass bottle, and you're gonna have a little bit of extra orange juice at the bottom there, and that doesn't make sense. You're gonna end up chucking up and wasting a bunch of stuff. And there's expiries, okay? There's expiries and numbers and things on there. And I know you're hanging around with food for way too long that's at the back of the fridge, right? I cleared out my parents' fridge the other day. My parents' fridge is very dubious. I'm sure yours are as well, right? It's very dubious to go in there. I like to check every date before I eat a meal there. And like, I went in and found salad dressing from 2017, okay? Like, you gotta go in and be thorough. And of course, if you didn't know that because you decanted, you might eat that salad dressing. I don't want that for you. No one wants botulism on a Tuesday. So I would highly encourage you to skip decanting and just use the damn packaging that you have. I have no tip here except buy food, stick it in your fridge, use it, and abide by expiry dates. Okay, that's my tip, okay? Just don't buy all this extra crap, no matter what somebody tells you in their bio, link in bio stuff. Okay, here's my next one, and this one's a little bit controversial because we all knew decanting was stupid, but this one actually is a little bit controversial, I think, and that is the overabundance of clear plastic bins. Okay, here's the advantage of a clear plastic bin, okay? You get to see what's inside of it, which can be great for certain use cases, but it's, I think, not great for everything, because it can be great if at a glance you want to see what's inside, but sometimes if it's just batteries or most of the junk that you have in your house, it's just a window into chaos. You know, because it just makes everything look really, really cluttered when everything is a clear plastic bin. When I open a door and it's a wall of clear plastic bins and everything's labeled, blah, 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 it's actually overwhelming because now I can see all the product inside of it. If you want a clean look, something that feels a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, but also not as overwhelming to use, then going with an opaque or a woven container or something is going to hide the contents inside. And that's actually a good thing. Now, neurodivergent folks in the comment section, I see you, you're vocal. I see you in the comment section. You're very vocal. And I appreciate that about you. You're gonna say, I'm gonna forget everything, in which case, fine, this rule doesn't apply to you, okay? I hear you, I see you, I get you, you're valid. But for the rest of us, I think it's like, I feel, maybe it's just me, again, it's my opinion, my channel, but like, I look at these things and I just think, I don't wanna look at all my batteries, and I don't wanna see a lot of old shoelaces that I'm never gonna use, or those buttons that come with dress shirts that I'm never gonna use, that I shoved in a box somewhere. I don't need that. I don't need it on display. And clear plastic bins don't hide anything. And sometimes you wanna hide stuff because it's ugly. And especially if these things are in open console units or something that are visible to the rest of your space, you're gonna sit there and look at your living room and go, why does this place feel off? I organized everything in clear plastic bins. And it's because you had an open shelving unit with clear plastic bins and now everybody can see your batteries. And that's not what we're looking for, okay? In that situation, first of all, you know how I feel about closed storage. I'm a big fan. And second of all, if it is on display, consider hiding it in like a basket, like something that's actually like kind of nice, that yes, it doesn't take you that long to find it, especially like if you don't have that much stuff. Please see point 1 because you edited already. Do you know what I mean? I think a basket or an opaque bin does a really great job, or metal tin or something does a great job of sort of hiding your stuff so you don't have to just look at it every day. Okay, next up on my list is going to be clear plastic bins under the bed. Now, you're all of a sudden gonna say, you're gonna go off, I hear you, and say, Nick, but you're a big fan of hiding things under the bed. I am. In an ideal world, okay, you would have one of the beds that either flips up, which is what I have, which I have the cloud bed from Sundays. Big fan, love it, love it, love it, because it's all on I'm gonna say hydraulics. I don't know if that's true. But anyway, you lift it up. It's spring loaded, okay? Whatever the technology, I don't understand the physics. You lift it up and then you got all your stuff underneath. You can hide all your crap under there. And it's great because when you put the bed down, it just looks like a regular bed. And that's what we're looking for. The drawer systems, Article's got some great ones. IKEA's got some good ones. Like, you got ones that you can just slide out and slide in and it sits under your bed, and that's really great. The other ones though, the clear plastic bins, I think we just need to be honest with yourself that we can see the bins, okay? And if you can see the bins, then I think maybe you might want to either change to aesthetically pleasing bins, like a woven basket under there, or maybe just hide the bins or don't have as many and just hide them towards the center of the bed that you actually don't see them. Again, a lot of this is about visual clutter. I love organization. I was gonna say as much as the next person, that's not true. But I do, because there's some crazy people out there that are really big fans of it, but like, again, I'm not one. But I do think that I want to make sure that when I'm in my space, it doesn't feel overwhelming and super cluttered. And a lot of these organization things do that. They actually are overwhelming and they add to the visual clutter to your space. And that is the myth. You think you're gonna be organized, but you're not. And I think that applies here to the clear plastic bins. You think you're gonna be organized and it's great storage. I'm a big fan of hiding these under the bed, but I just don't think you should see the clear plastic bins, ideally. Or get like a little skirty thing or something if that's your style under your bed so that you can, I wouldn't do it because I think it just attracts dust, but like, you know, that might be a solution for you to sort of like not have to visually look at all that stuff every day. And by the way, if you're a Feng Shui person and you want the like circulation of the thing, I know that's a big part of it or whatever. This isn't the Julie Koo channel, okay? We love Julie. Julie talks all about that on her YouTube channel, okay? I am not her, she is not me. So this tip might not be for you. And not everything on the internet's gonna be for you. So that's fine, not if it's your first day. We've had this discussion before. It's not all for you and this one isn't for you. So you might not want to listen to this tip if you're a big fan of the circulation around the bed. That's on you. But I would recommend aesthetically pleasing, hidden, closed solutions, ideally. Okay, next on my list is gonna be labeling everything. Now, I do like labels. I've got a cute little label maker that I got on Amazon. Well, I guess I could link it. Again, I'm not above it. But like, I don't even know the name of it. I'm not good at this. Nimbot? Something like that. Anyway, and it's cute. Hooks up to your phone, press a little button, boom, label pops out. It's cute, it works. And there's lots of them out there, so feel free to make it your own. But like, labels are great in small doses. I think sometimes people see what happens. You buy a label maker because you're excited. Then you go and you decide everything needs a label. And sometimes I think that text all over your whole house is a little overwhelming, right? It's a lot. And I don't think we as humans are meant to go and look at that much script font every single day. And it's always the playlist script font. You know, it's the font that you see on like the wedding invites or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Like that font. I see that font everywhere. And in my opinion, it's not great. But I do think that there are lots and lots of labels and we have like label overload. It's text overload. We all have to stare at text all day. We have too much stuff happening all day that we have to look at. And I just think there is a place for labels and then there's a place where you can just skip it. If you're labeling Q-tips and you have a little tiny jar that is obviously Q-tips, then why are you labeling it? Like, you know what a Q-tip looks like. Sometimes you don't need to necessarily label everything. Sometimes things just can be as they are without being defined. It was deeper than I meant it to be, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, next up on my list is going to be too many or relying too heavily on an open drop zone. Now, I'm a big fan of drop zones. I think, you know, you gotta work with the behavior that you're actually doing and not the ideal you, okay? We're working with the real you, not the ideal you. That's a big part of my organization philosophy. You know, that if you're the type of person that is hardcore, then this is not the video for you. You probably have already clicked away on something else by now, in which case, great. Some cleaning person on YouTube or something, you're probably looking at their video by now. And that's great, that's good for you. But like for the rest of us that are still here, like that's not who we are, right? We're not that person. And so I do think drop zones are great, but they need to be contained, ideally with a tray or some sort of way to corral the troops, if you will. We wanna like corral them a little bit so that we're not creating these open zones that just get a little bit out of hand. Now you might be really strict with yourself and you might be able to use it. I highly doubt that your kids are, right? So your kids are little monsters, we all know that, and they are not gonna listen to any of your organization rules. So if you create these drop zones, just be really careful to not let them get out of hand. Some of these entryways are just insane, right? So if you have a tray with a pile of mail on it, like the flyers, you know what I mean? Like the Walmart flyers are on there, like that is still just a pile of garbage, right? And just because you put it on a cute marble tray, which I love a cute marble tray. No one's saying we don't, but I think you need to be really careful with what's on that tray, right? So just because you have a pile of garbage on it doesn't mean that it's now organized garbage and therefore better, right? You need to be really clear on making sure that if you have a tray, it is like for keys only, and like that's it. And you have like a few things that you might want to corral specific items, but I do recommend that you have around these drop zones closed door storage to be able to actually deal with some of this stuff. Right now, it's not gonna help your mail problem, okay? If you just have too much junk mail and you don't get rid of it, that's on you, that's not on me, right? But I do think that if you find a way to hide some of these drop zones or hide some of these areas, it's just an extra step to open it, but immediately it kind of clears out the space and makes it feel a lot more relaxing because you're hiding it. You know it's there, but by hiding it, it just makes you feel better about the fact that it's not staring at you in the face. And I do think it overall improves the whole quality of the entire space. So yes to drop zones, make sure that they're very limited and used for specific uses and they don't get completely out of hand. The larger you make these drop zones, the crazier they're gonna get, especially if it's your entire family using them. And so be very careful. And if you can find some of these drop zones, hide them behind storage. So at least if they get out of hand, at least you don't have to stare at it every single day. Okay, so that's it for me for you guys. I hope you really enjoyed this organizing myth. I'm gonna link here to my last organization video where I gave you tips on how to actually organize as opposed to just talking about the myths that people choose to believe. Because I'm sorry, but the people on social media, they lied to you with their Amazon home store and they told you needed all these things when you actually really didn't. So good luck and thinking of you and go check out that video and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.